this is the same traditional kind of design. It was invented actually in the Arab world in around AD 800. There were a group of, there was a whole scientific community there that gave us, among other things, our number system. And we inherited a lot of other things too. They had like pump technologies for irrigation. And one of the other things that they developed was distillation. And the way this thing works is really very simple. If you'll notice behind there, there's a gas bottle, just like the one that runs your propane gas grill. Underneath this thing is a burner. So the burner, of course, makes a fire. In the bottom of this large pot, we put water. And normally there's about 4 to 6 inches worth of water, which is enough to run a load. This central column is what's called a rotating column, and what distinguishes this kind of distillation from alcohol, which probably a third of the people that come to our farm and see this thing say, what do you really do with it at night? And what I tell them is lavender oil is worth about $750 a gallon and alcohol is worth 30, which you distill. And actually one of the people that I said that to was a guy on vacation that worked for the ATF, so you never know who you're talking to. But the fact is, it's true. So if I wanted alcohol, I would go buy it. But you could certainly do that. But this rotating column, and it's called rotating column because there's actually a device that I didn't bring with me that it's actually hinged so that when you got a full load in there and you want to empty it, it cocks over and you can empty it out very easily. This is where you put the plant material to make essential oils. So whether you were making lavender oil, mint, eucalyptus, any of those kinds of oils, this is the classic method of doing it. It runs only at atmospheric pressure. The way we seal the joints is with rye flour. It actually, the same property that would make your rye biscuits good cannonballs, makes it perfect for sealing the joints in this. If you didn't seal the joint along the top here, the first thing that you would lose is the lavender oil because it's the most volatile component. So basically what you're doing here is you're creating steam. In the bottom of this column is kind of a sieve, and there's also a cone that comes up in the middle so it distributes the steam evenly through the load. The lavender oil boils at about 180 degrees. So going through the top, you've got steam and oil vapor. When it goes down into this, what looks like a copper garbage can, and you're free to look down inside there if you want. Be careful because it'll be hot. It's just a coil. The pipe that goes in the top coils around and it comes out here, and steam and oil vapor, condense to oil and water. Now, to separate it, think salad dressing. Oil floats, water sinks. So it's very easy to separate. And this device here, the silver thing, is it's called a Florentine separator. So maybe Leonardo da Vinci invented it because he was around there then. And very shortly oil will be dripping out. Somebody dumped it on me earlier. So the way it works is very simple. If you look at it closely, where the liquid is going into the top, there's 3 openings. There's one where the liquid goes in, and then there's one where the oil comes out, which is the upper one. It looks like a little snout there. And then the one that's dripping right now and creating what's called hydrosol is where the water comes out. And the difference in height of those 3 is critical to how it works. So what happens is the oil and water go in, and then the oil floats up to the top, and then the thing that makes it all work actually is gravity. So the weight of the column pushing down will push the oil up and out, and then the water will come out the lower one. And if we wait long enough, some oil actually will start coming out of the oil.
So this is the hydrosol and this is the oil? Is that what you're saying?
Oil, right.
Okay.
Like I said, unfortunately somebody dumped it on me earlier.
Oh,
but
bummer.
What happens, if it was clear and it was glass, if you looked here, you'd see a little line, and the oil would be, coming out. Maybe if we tip it. It won't be long.
Yeah.
Anyway, it takes it about 40 minutes to heat up enough water to run a full load. And the way we distill at our farm is we distill only the buds, because the stems and the leaves don't really give you anything, but they fill the thing up quick. So it involves a lot of cycling and heating and emptying and reloading. So it's easy to dry and separate the buds, which we do by spreading them out on a big piece of plastic. And then after a couple of days, they're just kind of crunchy, and just thrash them and use a leaf rake to rake away the stems. And then this will hold about 50 pounds of buds. It's about 55 gallons. If you think of a gallon bottle of milk, that full of lavender buds is just about 1 pound. Running this thing at full capacity, it'll make about 1/3 of a gallon of oil per run. That's about 100 plants worth of lavender. So it takes quite a bit of lavender to create very much oil. One of the things that you can actually do that's kind of fun is if you take some lavender buds and get a brown bag and a pair of pliers and pinch the bud in the bag, you'll see a little oil spot. And then as you watch, the oil spot will disappear. One of the interesting things about lavender oil is it's very light, it's very volatile. Think of something the weight of like turpentine. Not quite as light as gasoline, but very light. And also a very good solvent and also flammable. But one of the things that you can do to tell if somebody is cheating with their lavender oil is if you put it on perfectly white linen, pure oil will completely evaporate and you won't see any rings. There'll be no spot left at all.